Kakalak and Challengers. I'm your host, James Morelan. Today, we have a huge emergency update. This is actually on a Monday, and I was actually going to upload a beta fish video today, but that is going to be withheld until a later time. So guys, make sure you're sitting down before I tell you this, because this is pretty shocking. Literally tomorrow, the day after I upload this, at 4 a.m., my time, I'm leaving to go to Pennsylvania, where my dad's house is, so that's a big deal. Today is actually Friday, and I'm filming so many videos today, back to back, back to back. And this is the first video. So guys, the next couple videos might be weird. I just want to get some out there, just in case I'm doing things there that I won't be able to film for. I will be going for 3 weeks. I've mentioned this quite a few times, especially on the live streams, but last night I did something huge. If you guys didn't see the video where I got this awesome light bar and all this other supplies, my wallet and sunglasses, but I got all these other supplies. Someone actually sent me Puritan filter media. I actually put it in this tank. It's going to be great for collecting things. People say it actually replaces carbon, which is really good. But that's not the big thing. Last night, I moved this. If you guys remember, my 10 gallons here, so I'm actually going to go where it is right now. Oh yeah, guys, when I leave, I'm actually going to be bringing my leopard gecko and that beta tank. I might even bring more of my fish with me. It just depends. Stella, you're going to stay here. Stella, you're going to stay here. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, so right now we're actually on the floor of the fish room. And guys, here's the 20-gallon tall. I actually filled it up with water. It's starting to cycle. If you guys see that yellow media in there, that was actually in the 10-gallon, and it was cycling for a couple of weeks. So that has a lot of beneficial bacteria on it. And I actually have a filter running, but the thing is, I have a small heater in there. That is definitely not rated, so I'm actually going to have to buy one, but I probably won't do that until I come back. But as you guys can see, we have plants. I moved those LED lights. They actually look really good right now. But I moved those down here instead, since I'm not using them on the 20-gallon long. I was going to use those on my other tanks. I think I'll probably just buy more of them. Look at this cable management right here. I have that little feeding scoop. I have all this other stuff. I have a rag right there, and then I have my siphon hose. But guys, do you see this entire mess of cables just for these two tanks? Last night I actually bought some cinder blocks and then also some wood, so you guys can see this. I cut it really badly, so don't judge over there. I watched the King of DIY and also Aquarium Co-op's videos on how they made racks using cinder blocks. I accidentally didn't measure this right. I kind of wanted to stack it more with other cinder blocks. I might just choose that later, but I'm actually going to be doing something like that for some 20 gallons over here. But I had to drain all the water, I had to put all the fish in a bucket, bring them down here, fill it up with water. I had to reshuffle the sand and stuff. There's a lot of that blue gravel still in here, so I'm going to have to do that later, probably when I come back. But I'm probably going to leave this tank here and ask my mom to care for it. I'm going to be leaving for 3 weeks, so water changes would be great, but that probably won't be a possibility. So before I leave, I'm going to do a huge water change and then just pray that this works. But yesterday, all the fish were scared of me, and you guys can see Velvet looking so beautiful as usual. But he was pretty scared yesterday along with all the other fish, but today they're much more active. And they were scared when I put my hand over to feed them. But you guys can see that Marble Molly, he's kind of a bully, so I'm thinking about moving him into the 20-gallon tall later, but the 20-gallon tall is meant to be a beta sorority. I want to do a beta sorority really bad, but I'm kind of thinking about maybe not doing that or maybe pulling off later. I might just decide to do 3 betas instead of 5 and have some other peaceful community fish in the tank with them, just because some sororities can actually stress out the fish, and I'm choosing to buy these fish and care for them, so I'm trying to be as gentle and as peaceful as I can and providing the best environment that I can for them. So I'm hoping to get a 10-gallon right there. I'm actually thinking about putting a 10-gallon saltwater for the saltwater tank. I think it might just go there, but you guys can see we still have a lot of height that we could have worked with. It might just be better to remeasure this. I'll have to measure, but I think if I actually lift up cinder blocks, if I stack more cinder blocks and put the 10-gallon in the middle, then I might have enough room maybe to do a 20-gallon long. I might have to remeasure that. I could even recut things, but again, I'll have to deal with all that when I come back. So hopefully we'll have another update video on that later, probably when I come back. So imagine this is the fish room. We were filming about here, and then this is the end of the 10-gallon rack. This is going up. That's the end of the 10-gallon. Then we have a 20-gallon rack right here, and then we have a little wall thing that comes out just a little bit, just to separate things, I guess. And then we have a huge area from here to here that I'm thinking about having 2 20-gallon racks, but we can also, I think it'll be able to accommodate 3 10-gallons, and I'd actually stack this one too tall. That would give us the ability to have 4 20-gallons or 6 10-gallons. And then on this wall, it's actually a pretty long wall, so I'm actually going to be getting a 4-foot tank, and I think that's actually a 40-gallon long. I already have that. That's actually coming tomorrow. So this is the 40-gallon long. And then what I'm thinking about, having a little pond or something, or a small inflatable pool kind of over here. Because there is a door, and then there's a wall over here, and we have some stuff all piled up over here. But there's a door, so nothing can be in front of here. But I want to have a pond, and then I want to have a huge, either a 50-gallon, maybe even a 100-gallon, but I kind of want to have one that I can walk all the way around and look everywhere and have awesome viewing angles. I'm hoping to have plants in the middle, like the tall plants in the middle instead of the backs. So technically we can walk all the way around and we can look on every single side and see all the beautiful fish. So for these 10 gallons, we'd have a saltwater, we'd have a beta. I might again make a different racking system for them. But for these 20, I'm thinking about some cichlid tanks and then maybe a beta fish tank, like a 10-gallon split in two. This 4 feet one is actually going to be my money tank. We're going to actually be breeding a lot of things. I watched the entire aquarium co-op's breeding fish for profit. I binge watched that. They were really long episodes, but I learned so much information. You guys can check that out. So we're actually going to have an awesome breeding setup in here. We're going to have mystery snails, shrimp, we're going to have plecos, we're going to have a lot of guppies. So that's basically going to be a money tank. This pond is going to have fancy goldfish, hopefully Orandas. The really cute ones. Maybe a couple fancy goldfish in there. I'm hoping that this could be 100-something gallons, because they have some really, really cheap inflatable kiddie pools. So yeah, this is basically the design. I'm actually going to get all the measurements and hopefully show you guys in a later episode what the exact things are going to be. We're actually going to have to come up with some more tanks because I do want to have a lot of tanks. There is a possibility on this wall that I can actually have like a lot of breeding tanks. I'm still thinking about it because what I could do is have like 8 10-gallons facing out, like the short way out and the long way in. So maybe if we have like 4 10-gallons on the bottom and then maybe another set even more. So yeah, that's hopefully what I could do. I mean, I would really like that. That would be great for amount of fish that we could have. So this is basically the setup. It's all in brown marker. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch y'all on the flippity flop and ski y'all later.